his chauffeur's attic. Yes, the chauffeur's attic. So the moral of the story, be nice to your driver, right, Beirut? Guys, we have a Native Canadian Center, founded in 1962. It's an Indigenous community organization and friendship center. Right here on our left-hand side, we have Madison Avenue Pub. Guys, it's massive. 2,000 people could fit in it. It has over 160 taps of beer. And if you're going to meet friends in there, meet them outside. I promise you, you will get lost. In front of us, guys, on your right-hand side, this glass building, it is Miles Nadal Jewish Community Center. It serves the community with cultural, educational, and recreational needs. Its programs are guided by Jewish values, but they are open to all regardless of race, origin, or religious affiliation. Guys, there's a little gem in this building, okay? It's the only heated saltwater pool in Toronto. So in the winter time, this is where I'm doing my backstrokes, okay? So there it is, guys, Miles Nadal Jewish Community Center. As on your left-hand side and soon your right-hand side, we have University of Toronto Schools, this brown building right here. This was a prep school. It was built in 1910, and it serves kids and teenagers from the ages of grade 7 to grade 12. It's very competitive. You have to have a series of tests and interviews with math, science, literature. Only 1 out of 4 applicants get into the school, which is 25%. The tuition in 2018 was $26,000 a year, and the the enrollment fee is $5,500. Our mayor, John Tory, is a prominent alumni. Okay, guys, we are going to be passing the Battered Shoe Museum again on our right-hand side. This museum opened in May 6, 1995, and it is home to the world's largest and most comprehensive collection of shoes and footwear-related objects. The collection spans over 13,000 shoes, covering 5,000 years of history, and at the present, this permanent collection contains artifacts from virtually every culture. It has Egyptian sandals, Terry Fox's running shoes, Shaq's massive basketball shoe, Elvis's blue patent slippers, even a shoe made out of all hair. Very cool. If you guys like shoes, check out that museum. Guys, we're passing by Varsity Arena again on your right-hand side. It's not only sports events that are in here. In September 13th, 1969, it was host to Toronto's Rock and Roll Revival concert. And this had amazing artists, including Chicago, Chuck Berry, Alice Cooper. And it was the first concert performed by the Plastic Ono Band. And this is where John Lennon and Yoko Ono performed with Eric Clapton gripping the guitar. Very awesome, guys. And here we are, we're back to the ROM, everyone. The ROM is the largest museum in Canada, 5th largest in North America. But before we talk about it more, guys, I want you all to get your cameras out and focus on this big crystal. Because we're going to go up to it, and we're going to wave hello, 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 and then bye-bye. Ready, guys? Hello, everyone wave. Take a photo. There we are. Okay, now we say bye-bye. If you look closer through it, you could actually see a dinosaur skeleton. So yeah, it is a very massive, massive museum, guys. It contains works of over 13 million artworks, cultural specimens, and it features 40 galleries. Guys, these galleries are really cool. There's a medieval one where you can dress up. You know, where the dinosaurs are, you can play with the little bristles and find yourself some bones. There's lots of like interactive stuff. The Egyptian gallery looks like a pyramid. Guys, it's absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. Unfortunately, due to COVID, guys, you only have an hour and 30 minutes inside of the museum. So I would suggest to maybe do it in 2 days if you guys have the chance to do so. Because in my opinion, you need like 6, 7, 8 hours to see everything. It is that big. Or you can just run through it in an hour and a half like Usain Bolt and try to do your best. But it is worth it, guys. It is gorgeous inside. So this was the original entrance before they made the Michael D. Chincoco Toronto with different faculties in its campus. This one right here is the Faculty of Law. Now what does it look like? It kind of looks like Harvard, no? Kind of like Yale? Well, guess what? This is a very prominent filming location. They filmed Good Will Hunting, Incredible Hulk, Mean Girls, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, Resident Evil Afterlife, all of them filmed right here. The reason North Hollywood in Toronto, North Hollywood, we filmed 25% of all films that are in Hollywood down in our beautiful city. Guys, on our left-hand side, we have Queen's Park. Queen's Park is one of our first open city parks, which was opened in 1860 by Queen Victoria's son. It was also the original site of King's College, a precursor to UFT. They moved 100 meters left because the city leased this land in 1859 for 5 shillings, a lease of 999 years. Guys, what is 5 shillings today? $1. And that lease expires in 1553. Isn't that a nice lease? And when you see the bridge, you can see a lot of cool different UFT campuses. You see the Hart Halls.
Look at that. Should I transfer back? I still have my offer at UFT.
This is where
I can transfer.
were.
My offer at UFT expires
Guys,
the
we
end
are
of
entering
August.
hospitals. There's over 12,800 of them, and they have raised over $4.8 billion in capital in 4 different sectors: clean tech, fintech, health, and enterprise. Guys, on our left-hand side, we have Toronto General Hospital. It's one of Toronto's oldest hospitals, as it dates back to
เนี่ยโรงพยาบาลที่น้องฟ้า
It's
ว่า
one of the busiest emergency
I
rooms
will be
in all
rather
of
working
Toronto.
there.
They
St.
made
Michael's on my third year
accomplishments. They performed the
Yeah.
first clinical use of
แล้วหนู
insulin.
จะมายังไง
In
เนี่ยจากที่พัก
1950,
มา
the
เนี่ย
first external pacemaker was used.
That's
In
right, it's not the
1983, the first
จากที่พักมานี่ไม่ไกลเหรอ
transplant for
นี่
successful
นี่เราขับวนไปวนมาเหรอ
Yeah, we were just
And
driving
in 1986, the first successful
There's
double
sick kids,
lung
which is the other
transplant
hospital.
was done here at Toronto General Hospital. Guys, this beautiful building right here on your right-hand side, that's the Chanel store. No, I'm kidding.
Hello.
That's the new Mount Sinai, guys. So they went from 30 bags in that tiny little Chanel store to 472 beds in their new location. It has also become so culturally inclusive that they have interpreters inside for their patients in 45 different languages. This is where most of our babies are born, and it is home to the city's first social service department, first mammography machine, first ultrasound machine, national breastfeeding study, and North America's first surgical skills center. My favorite hospital, guys, on your left-hand side, Sick Kids. This is Canada's most research-intensive hospital and largest center.
น้องฟ้ามานี่เมื่อก่อนนี่ใช่ไหม
Guys, if you look closely, you might see a superhero. No, I'm kidding, not today. But it's mandatory for all the window washers to dress up as a superhero, fighting all the scum and dirt off the windows to make the kids smile. They also, who let the dogs out? Ooh, Sick Kids lets the dogs out because they have one of the most wholesome therapies, puppy therapy. The kids get puppies to play with once in a while to make them feel happy and just have some companionship. Very awesome. I love that.
หนูเล่นกับใครมากับวันที่หนูไปตอนหนูเป็นเด็กอะ
The Toronto Rehab Center. It's opened in 1998. Oh my gosh, I gotta stand here. I'm getting murdered. That's gonna be a nice bruise. Yeah, we got the Rehab Center, 1998, guys. And this is a place where it helps people overcome injuries and recovering from age-related or injured from an accident. Yeah, basically it's a rehab center. Sorry about that. It's so people can have more independent lives. It's the first cancer rehab program, the first stroke rehab program, largest spinal cord rehab program in Canada, and the largest cardiac and brain injury program. They also have a machine inside of there that stimulates paralyzed limbs, and in certain cases, those paralyzed limbs are able to move again. Very awesome. Guys, on our left-hand side right here, we have Missioner Institute. The Missioner Institute is where students and health science care professionals all come to work and try out all the machinery and
Should I go to that school
this is all the
instead?
machinery that you
Tuition's
use
$2,000
on
and
the
it's a
patients
4-year program.
before they are allowed to use it on the patients. Once they graduate. Awesome. So there you guys go. A nice little Krispy Kreme donut. I think that is one of the last Krispy Kreme donuts in the downtown core. So please, as I said, just watch out for the street cables here. They are quite low. If you touch these street cables, guys, you will have a shocking experience. I promise you that. And every single jolt of electricity that goes through your body, the city of Toronto will fine you for it because you are stealing electricity from the city. Okay, guys, we have the Art Gallery, the AGO of Ontario. It was founded in 1900. It has a collection of 95,000 different works of art and spans over 2,000 years of art history. Right here you have the Galleria of Italia. It's a 405-foot glass and timber section that was recently added to our beautiful gallery. When we pass by it, you'll see how gorgeous it is. It's called the Galleria of Italia because 26 families of Italian descent all donated $500,000 to put this beautiful installation and entrance to our museum. Guys, you also only get an hour and a half in this one, but I feel like it's more respectful with the size of it. I think you get the whole thing done in around 2 hours. So with the time constraint, I think it is very, very kind of matching. Gorgeous, eh guys? Gorgeous. Okay, behind me, if you look up a little bit, we have a very cool structure that is OCAD. It's the largest and most comprehensive art, design, and media university in Canada. Alumni include Michael Snow and the Group of Seven. What is interesting, guys, check out the architecture. There's 12 colorful little sticks and a big box. What's it supposed to look like? A pencil case with the crayons coming out of it. And these crayons / pencils are the only thing holding up the pencil box. It's called the Low-Bears building. It's rumored by the students that on a windy day when they're studying up there, the building sways left and right and left and right. But gorgeous, looks really cool from behind. Look how cool that is, guys. Very awesome. So, we have a nice little view of our CN Tower for the first time. It also does sway at the top, 2 meters. The circular middle, 1 meter. And in the bottom half, about a couple inches. But I didn't tell you guys that because you guys are supposed to go in there. Queen Street West, right in front of us, guys. It is set amongst a lot of historic buildings. And it is one of the trendiest shopping scenes in Toronto. It was voted 2nd coolest neighborhood in the world by Vogue magazine. Queen Street West. Yeah, awesome for shopping in. Gorgeous restaurants. Cool little arts, like lots of art things like the Toronto Raptors there. There's Graffiti Alley. It's awesome. But did you guys watch the news this morning? Car accident. Right there. Poking out of the wall. No grandmas were hurt in the making of this joke. There you guys go. It's CTV and the Bell Media building. Guys, that art installation, it's called Breaking News because it's breaking out of our news building. They used to film much music inside this building. Now it is CTV and Bell. This used to be an old book and Bible publishing building, and you could kind of see by these little walls. Those used to be garages. They used to bring the cars in, load them with books, and go out. To the top right corner or left corner, you could see even a book. Guys, in front of us, we have our only hand-painted billboard in all of Toronto, and it's the Friends billboard. Guess who painted it?
You did.
Our beautiful students at OCAD. Very awesome. Actually, really good painting. Very gorgeous, hand-painted. Okay, guys. Now we are entering Toronto's entertainment district. This was home to many Edwardian-styled factories. And it was known as the garment district back in the day. But these industries started vacating and these buildings were abandoned. A couple prominent figures in the 80s. Hello. A couple prominent figures in the 80s, including Ed Mirvish, bought these abandoned cheap buildings. They turned them into clubs, into bars, into more entertainment aspected buildings. We will talk a little more about the entertainment district. But first we have Scotiabank Theatre. The first theater in Canada to have a 3D IMAX movie playing. It has one of the largest escalators in Canada. I think it's going to be second now. Ottawa is building a bigger one. More clubs and more clubs being opened. So in 1996, the city made a bylaw. And it was restricting and telling how many nightclubs can be in the area. So a lot of them started leaving and vacating. What happens when there's empty buildings, especially as of recent? Residents take over. More people started living in this area. And by 2005, the residents grew so big that they started clashing with these club owners. People were drunk, making a mess, making noise till 2 a.m. So they kept complaining and complaining and complaining. And by 2006, the city introduced even stricter bylaws for the clubs. For one bouncer for 100 patrons, metal detectors, noise plans. There was litter and garbage plans. They were basically just doing anything and everything to kind of make them all leave. And that's exactly what happened. A lot of these clubs left. Now, today, it is home to many theaters, speaking theater districts in the world. Right after London's West End and New York's Broadway. Yes. And I said his name earlier. This is all because of one man, and his name was Ed Mervish. He purchased this whole theater and revitalized this part of the city, adding more theaters as well as restaurants, specifically Restaurant Row. And we will see Restaurant Row possibly. I'm not sure which route we are taking. It always changes due to traffic. But it's basically 10 back-to-back restaurants. So whatever you're craving, you'll be able to find it there if you want to check it out. Either Google Restaurant Row or ask me at the end of the tour. I will let you know exactly where it is. So I made Ed Mervish a very prominent figure. Now he owns a lot of theaters downtown, including the Royal Alexandra Theatre, Princess of Wales, Ed Mervish, the CAA that we saw, and the Eglis and Winter Garden Theatre. Guys, we are on King Street. This is where they roll out the red carpets. This is where they host the Toronto International Film Festival. It was founded in 1976 with the aim of screening movies from other film festivals, but as well as promoting our Canadian actors, films, and filmmakers. By 1994, this festival grew so big, it became the world's second largest film festival, behind Cannes in France. It brings us a lot. There's Restaurant Row, guys, right here. Lots of cool stuff. So yeah, it brings us a lot of celebrities, lots of prominent figures that come down to Toronto. You know, you can get some photos of really cool actors. You can also watch the movies yourself outside of the Bell Light Box, which is right around the corner. Very left hand side, you can see Princess of Wales Theatre as well. Very cool, very awesome. The Toronto International Film Festival is a very important festival for us. It brings us a lot of clout, brings us a lot of people, makes us interesting. In front of us, guys, you see this building on your left? What do you think those crosses are made out of? It rhymes with flubber, and it's usually on your shoes. Rubber. It's made of rubber because that is the CBC Broadcasting Center. That is where CBC films a lot of its national and citywide broadcasting. Also more shows. What that rubber is noise cancellation. There's vibrations that come up from these buses, streetcars, people, honking, all these noises. And that rubber allows it to bounce off to not make the filming process interrupted. They also film Deal or No Deal and Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Canadian version inside this building. Look straight ahead, guys. You see those cool little guys right there? That's called the audience. And the audience is designed by Michael Snow. And they're made of fiberglass and painted gold. What they're supposed to represent, guys? All the emotions that you feel at a sports game. You have one guy with his kid, one guy doing a peace sign, someone taking a photo. There's 15 of them, and they're called our modern day gargoyles. You can find them at gate 2, and you can find them at gate 13. And what is cool about the audience is no matter where you take a photo of it, or look at the audience, one of them will be looking right back at you. Very interesting, very cool. So guys, on our left-hand side, and actually our right-hand side, that white building and this building, this is the Metro and $3 billion to this beautiful community of spending economic impact. Very awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is gorgeous in this area. Guys, on our right hand side, right here, we have a hotel, the Intercontinental Hotel. This is the only hotel in Toronto that a president from the United States can stay in. You guys want to know why? Any guesses? The penthouse or the presidential suite has bulletproof windows. Okay? So, all the presidents from the United States of America have stayed in this hotel. The recent ones include Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. And if you want to have the presidential suite for yourself, it will cost you $5,000 a night. Not bad, huh? On your left-hand side, if you want the royal treatment, you go to the Fairmont. It became a luxurious hotel in 1929, and the 16th floor is home to the Royal Queen. This is where the Queen and her family come stay when they come to Toronto. That's a 5,000 square foot room, 3 bathrooms, 12-seat dining. They even have a custom pillow menu for the Queen up there, okay? It'll cost you about $1,700 to $2,000 a night, but you must sign a waiver when you get the royal suite. Because if the Queen and her family all of a sudden show up, you have to vacate. You won't even get a single cent of a refund. So, if you want to risk it to get the biscuit and live like a royalty for a night, $2,000, you might lose it all. Okay guys, right here on the right hand side, that is Union. Union Station is the busiest transportation hub in all of Canada, okay? It serves up to 300,000 visitors a day. It has a TTC, City Transportation, GO across the GTA, Vita Rail across Canada, BP Express to Pearson Airport, and an Amtrak to New York. That is how I get to work every day. I love it. Guys, I want you to focus on your right hand side. There's this little glass entrance. This glass entrance is an entrance to the path. You'll see PATH right there. The path, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, is the largest underground shopping complex in the world. It has a network of over 30 kilometers of tunnels underground, and it accommodates more than 200,000 business day commuters, same as tourists and residents alike. It has 3.7 million square feet of space, 1,200 restaurants, and lots of shops and services. Guys, we have Roy Thompson Hall on our right-hand side. This is a beautiful concert hall. It's where our Toronto Orchestra plays, and it looks like a raindrop hitting the ground. Very gorgeous. Construction. Guys, in front of us you see a little glass tunnel. That is also part of the path. But that part of the path is the only part that is over the ground. Very cool. Oh, and now we reach Front Street. Guys, back in the day, Front Street was where the water started, okay? That's why it's always going down. This was actually the water line of Toronto. Now we have a lot more space. So, you can imagine that big little tower over there. It used to be where water was, okay? Give me a second, guys. Take a sip of water. You get quite thirsty when you speak this much. Guys, we are approaching a bridge. So again, please keep your hands low. And we are gonna get it. I think all clear, Beirut. These guys are good. I trust them now. All clear. Awesome. We'll talk about Sea Tower in a second. But first, on our left-hand side, this is gonna be our first little attraction in this little circle. We got Scotiabank Arena, home to the Toronto Maple Leafs and Toronto Raptors. If you guys have ever seen on TV when we won a championship, this is where Jurassic Park, aquatic animals, and amazing events. Over 100 interactive little things you can do inside. And there it is, recognized as the engineered modern wonder of the world, our CN Tower. It was opened in 1976, took 40 months of construction, and the tower stands at 553.33 meters high. When that antenna was finally attached, it secured and was officially the world's tallest freestanding building and the world's tallest building, a record that we held for 34 years until 2010 when the Burj Khalifa was built. Wham! We still have a few records though. Highest wine cellar because we needed a drink after we lost the main one. It also has North America's highest glass floor paneled elevator. It only takes 53 seconds to get to the top. Has the world's first glass floor experience at 342 meters. And the world's highest external walk, which is called the edge walk. That you guys do. I'm scared of heights. They basically hold you at the edge of the CN Tower, and you dangle, and you get to see everything. I'm not doing that. That's up to you guys. So the demographics for the edge walk, it's actually, most of it is girls in their 20s, and then the second demographic is women in their 80s and higher. So, brave old ladies. Guys, we have our Rogers Center on our right-hand side. It opened in 1989. It took 2 years to build and cost $574. When Rogers bought it, you get 1 million visitors per year. It creates and presents 4,000 events annually, including contemporary visual arts, crafts, literature, music, dance for children and adults alike. It's very cheap in price and sometimes a lot of these events are free. So please go inside if you are by the water. Maybe on the right-hand side, guys, we have Queens Quay Terminal. The building opened up in 1927 and was actually the first concrete building in Canada. It was used as a terminal to ship and store things. Now, it's probably, I'm pretty sure it's the most expensive condos in all of Canada. Okay? From a terminal to condos. Ontario Heritage Act, guys. The first level has
that's
a
why I
bunch
said
of
we go
restaurants
eat let the
and
lot down
specialty
here.
stores. On the right hand side, we have beaver tails, our only one in Toronto. Yes, we cut a beaver's tail off and feed it to you. I'm kidding. It's dope. We deep fry it. You can put Nutella, bananas, ice cream, strawberries on it.
Only
Go to by the
13
water,
years
and
can
have
make
a
like
sweet juice. Go have
before
a
we
beaver
come,
tail.
they don't have like that.
Look where the streetcar's coming out of, guys.
I know
in front
before
of
them
us.
don't have
Look at
this.
all the do not enter signs. It's almost like overkill. You know why? Because at least once a month, someone drives down there. Okay? One time someone drove down so far that they even caused $1 billion worth of damage. Yes, to the tracks and the fact that the streetcars weren't able to function. The city of Love loses a lot of money if these streetcars aren't moving. On the right-hand side, guys, we have the Weston Harbor Castle. We're not going to talk about the hotel because behind it is one of the ways you get to the Toronto Islands. Behind it is Jack Layton Ferry Terminal. This is where you could take the ferry to Toronto Islands. It's $7 to get to Toronto Islands, and it's free to come back. So if you guys want to go to the islands, it's very awesome. Check it out. Only $7, free on your way back. The only other way to get to Toronto Islands, we will see in a couple seconds as we pass the Westin. It's right here. It's called a water taxi.
นี่อะไรเนี่ย Toronto
It
Star
is about
Hotel.
$10 to get to the island and $10 to come back. It's a little bit different, a little more expensive, but you do have the luxury of spreading your feet out. A little other tip, if you guys want to bike around in the Toronto Islands, rent one of these bikes. Take it to the island, okay? It's really expensive there. A little advice from me, okay? Rent out these bikes, bring it on the ferry, and go crazy on the islands. On your left-hand side, guys, we have Metropolis. All influenced and inspired on and by Toronto. Then you have Clark Kent, which is the alter ego of Joe Shuster himself, a person that works at the newspaper factory. Very cool. You might see Superman flying around. And guys, on your right-hand side, I told you guys this earlier, there is a 95-story building being built. Well, there it's gonna be. It's not just one building. The first building all the way to the right is gonna be 50 stories. This middle one is gonna be your 95-story building. And then they're gonna make one that is 65 inside of that massive, massive
ถึง
hall.
ว่าตึกตรงไหนเขา
It's
จะ
a
ลื้อ
huge project because
เขาก็
they
ทำใหม่
are
หมดเลย
Are they trying to go to the bathroom? It doesn't work. Okay, I'll allow it for now. Yeah, it's okay. Usually we don't allow it, but I'm saying. So yeah, it's gonna be 3 different buildings, guys. It's gonna be a massive project because they want to also attach the subway line to it, the path to it. Yeah, it's gonna be huge. We'll see how long this one takes. I don't even know if they have a projected date of completion. This is gonna be really cool. 95 stories, looking upon the water and the islands. I think it's an awesome idea.
ต้องแพงแน่
We'll
เลยเนาะ
see if they get it
เพ
done.
ราะว่ามันเห็นวิวเห็น
Guys,
ทุ
have
ก
the
อย่างอะ
Gardner
แล้วมัน
Express,
สูงมากเลย
obviously,
หมายถึง
east,
ตึกอะ
west.
แม่หมายถึงตึกอะ
It's very important and very vital that this thing is moving because they do shut it down many times in the year, and the second this thing is shut down is the second none of us get to move. Okay? So it's very vital for that thing to be running. Sometimes they need to clean it, revitalize it, and they close it. And we get stuck in traffic worse than New York. Guys, we are approaching a bridge. Please keep your hands low. Do not touch it. Clearing. On our left-hand side, we have the Hockey Hall of Fame. It was founded in 1943, and it is a memorial to
ไม่ต้อง
those
เท
who
เลย
have
ไม่ไปหรอก
developed our beautiful winter sports. Ice
ก็รู้
hockey.
แต่ว่ามันโค
This
วิด
Hockey Hall of Fame has the world's largest collection of hockey
Okay.
memorabilia in
2-3
the
ปีค่อยไป
world.
ให้โควิด
It
เลย
is
นี่ก่อน
usually where they keep the Stanley Cup. Although the Stanley Cup is in Montreal because the Tampa Bay Lightning partied a little too hard and broke it. Now they have to fix it. So I'll be there one day. They still have like a replica, same size, all the same writing. So if you guys like hockey, please check it out. It's very cool.
มีอะไรที่น้องฟ้าไม่ชอบมั้ง
Meridian Hall. This is where lots of
Places I would
โอ้น้องฟ้าชอบทุกที่
Oh, yeah, I love
theaters happen. We have the St. Lawrence
ทุกประเทศ
Center
ด้วย
for
อะริว
Arts.
อะ
Again, a nice little art museum.
but they do.
Very cool. If you guys
They do,
want to
you
check
good
it out,
job. Yeah,
I'm
mga
not
malay.
sure about the timings of everything now. I
ย้าย
just
ออกมาแล้ว
know
ไม่
the
อยากกลับ
bomb
เบล
is
ฟิลแล้ว
ATO,
ไม่
so
เชื่อ
please,
อยู่นี่
please,
ปีหนึ่งนะ 6 เดือน
always
ฟ้าก็
check
คิด
it
ถึง
out.
ต้นไม้แล้ว
Guys, I have
คิดถึงทะเลแล้ว
the garden. Yeah, the Maple Leaf Garden is down there. Yeah. I'll let you know where it is after.
What?
Guys, I have 27 dogs and 3 cats, and I leave them here when I go to work. Hey Billy, hey Scruffy, hey Lucy. Check out our little beautiful dog fountain, all staring at the beautiful golden bone. This is
She'll jump
actually
in the
drinkable water, and this is where people come with their dogs, so they can either swim or drink. Yeah, the Maple Leaf Garden is, and when they'd go on top of this building, the spirit would make them jump off, saying, "I believe I could fly." No, that didn't happen, but that was the biggest building in Toronto at one point. And on the right-hand side, we have St. Lawrence Marketplace, built in 1803. If you guys love food, go in there. They have 120
You love
special
food.
vendors.
I love
Meat,
food.
dairy,
You love
vegetables,
I'll go in there.
baked goods, everything you can imagine, even some special foods, kangaroo meats, crocodile meats. They have a vendor with 83 different
Crocodile
mustards.
meat.
Mustard's so hot it can make a grown man
Kangaroo
die.
ด้วยเหรอ
I think that
They have
helps.
a
Yeah,
มี
vendor
เนื้อ
with
จิงโจ้
hundreds
มี
and
เนื้อจ
hundreds
ระเข้ด้วยเหรอ
hundreds of cheeses.
มันเป็นอาหารป่า
all
ใช่ไหม
around the world. Isn't that
มันน่าจะเป็น
Gouda,
อาหาร
guys?
ป่า
Big
Yeah, it's like
Gouda.
stuff that you would never
Cheesy
find in a regular
jokes.
store.
อ๋อ
Very cheesy. You guys like Drake?
Yes.
Yeah, you like Drake? Well, you're gonna see
Shut up.
where Drake kick-started his
Drake is
career
amazing.
right when we passed these lights. Drake? Yeah, I was way
มีอะไรบ้างที่ลูกไม่ชอบ
Very
I love
loud.
Drake. Have you seen Drake? So cute.
ว้า
It's like a hat. Because coal and gas is flammable, and if it blew up, the roof would just fly. If they would have bolted down the roof, it'd be like a pressure cooker and blow everything up around it. I will show you a better view of a clear story roof when we loop back around. Guys, I want you to look to your left. This is our most important site of Toronto. The big wax car wash. No, I'm joking, guys. This is actually the site of our very first Parliament building. In 1793, it was moved here. And it was where we had our Parliament meetings, religious services, and court. And they made an absurd fortune from it until the Prohibition in 1916. If you want to look behind you, you kind of see their logo, Gooderham and Warts Limited. Now guys, this is a very beautiful place to go eat. Lots of cool events happen here, including the Christmas market, the beautiful light festivals. So if you guys want to go somewhere where there is a lot of history and kind of revitalized with culture, please check out the Distillery District. It is awesome. But again, as I mentioned a million times, double check, because I checked some of the restaurants in there and they have a month-long waiting list for a reservation. So I'm not sure if they're all like that. So please double check here. And started burning down our whole entire city. One person died, whole city burned down, but this one actually got saved, similar to the White House. It started raining at 3:30 a.m. that night. Guys, right here we have the George Brown Check House. This is where the students cook for you and students serve for you. I love it. Check it out. And then the second great fire happened. Fast forward to April 19th, 1904. A watchman noticed smoke coming out of an elevator shaft of a factory. The cause of this fire till this day is unknown. It could have been faulty wiring in the elevator. It could have been a stove that was left on. We don't know. But by the time they noticed this, the fire spread rapidly. Like, I'm telling you, rapidly. It was such a big fire that the Buffalo Fire Station came to help us because they could see the fire all the way from the United States of America. It lasted about 8 hours and burned 20 acres of Toronto, which was like basically all of Toronto back then. It cost them in excess of $10 million, which today is $280 million. Another big problem they had was it burned down all their houses, all their restaurants, it burned down everything. And they couldn't rebuild it for 2 weeks because of the molten hot ashes everywhere. I don't even know where the people slept, so great question. Because the deeper they kept digging, it was similar to the Parliament site right there. They started finding little nicks and knacks. And they realized that, oh my gosh, there's lots of artifacts here. To this day, they found 15,000 artifacts dating back
They've been
from
building that since
1815 to
21 years.
1915 in that little location. So, they are
ไม่เสร็จสักทีเหรอ
still building.
because they
It was
keep
supposed to
digging
be
and they keep
completed this
finding
year,
stuff.
and as you see, it's still a
มันเลยไม่สวย
massive hole.
เขาดิกทำไมอ่ะ
Oh, hopefully they'll be able to build it
They
soon.
want to build
I
stuff.
think they're actually going to turn one of the 4 levels or buildings into a museum. All the cool stuff that we found. Very interesting. Guys, in front of us again, we have our Flatiron building. As I said, you see the Gooderham Mansion. We call it the Flatiron building now. But this was the headquarters for the Distillery District. It is now 7 stories high. It was built in 1892 and cost $18,000. Back then, it was the most expensive office building in Toronto. What I want you guys to look at on the right hand side, you guys have this, the Works. That used to be a bank. There was a tunnel from the Flatiron building to the bank. So Mr. Gooderham could take all his big old bags of money when everyone left offices and everyone left the bank and put them in his vault. So no one would be able to see how much money he was actually moving. He was very, very rich.
ตึกเนี้ยสวยนะ
Very
เพราะว่า
picky
เขา
guy
ดู
as
มันเร็ว
well.
ไปเงี้ย
If his money had a wrinkle, a rip, or was dirty, he put it in a separate pile. What he would do with that separate pile, he would burn it. If it had even a crinkle, he would burn it. Crazy guy. Al Capone was very prominent staying here and doing business, especially during the Prohibition. Now it is one of the most expensive offices in Toronto. And a big old garden club in the basement. A nice beautiful installment behind there. If you guys want to snap a shot, Gallery of Ghosts. Ooh, because this is where they actually held public executions. And it is said to be very haunted, especially at nighttime. So, when you're at nighttime, please don't get too scared. If you see Casper, come up and say hello. And as we go forward and straight, we see our financial district. The financial district is the heart of Canada. It's the heart of Canada basically because it is home to a corporate headquarters for 5 major banks. Also more other prominent firms. Looking at it, it's the city's largest collection of publicly owned parks, little cool art pieces, etc. On the left hand side we have Toronto Dominion Bank. This is our first bank in Canada. They merged together. Now we have TD. Guys, look at this one, our RBC. What's yellow?
ตึก
What do you
ส
guys
วย
know
มาก
what
เลย
yellow is?
RBC
That
อ่ะ
is gold.
ฮะ
There's 1 ounce of gold in
ทองจริง
each
เหรอ
single window panel. It costs them $1 million, and they did this to save money. It's a great heat conductor. Very expensive to heat up these massive buildings, so they stuck gold in it. On the right-hand side, we have CIBC.
เอาทองทำตึกเลยเหรอ
Financial district. But clearly, it hasn't really
RBC
lasted that
อ๋อ
long.
โอเค
On the left-hand side, we have their Bank of Montreal. You guys see this white? You guys see this white glass? That used to all be marbles. But due to the weather effects, the marbles started crumbling all the way to the top, and they had to replace it with glass.
อ๋อ
On our right-hand side, we have our Bank of Nova Scotia. What is interesting about the Bank of Nova Scotia is they have a very cool basement. This is where they keep all the gold bars from all 5 of our beautiful banks. So, if you guys want to do a bank heist, please go to Nova Scotia. Guys, in front of us, you will get your glimpse of our old city hall.
อันนี้สวยนะ
That
คะถ่าย
clock
รูปหน่อยดิ
tower is actually not centered to the building, so if you have OCD, just imagine it is. The reason for that is where it is facing. Union, big financial district. This part, you look up there and start running. Yes.
เอาวะตึกนี่สวยมากเลยถ่ายใหม่ดิ
The architect
ถ่ายเอาทั้งพื้นเลยอ่ะ
EJ Lennox, same
Sweet.
guy who made
ดูในวิดีโอแล้วสวย
He also obviously is very known for this. He went over
เหมือนภาพ
budget.
วาดเลยอะลู
The
ก
problem is this
Good,
is a
man.
government building. This is taxpayer money.
Same like the
So the
jaw
politicians
picture.
got really,
Yeah,
really
look
mad
like
at
jaw.
him. Like extremely mad at him. They kept barging in, kept kind of messing with the construction of the building. So what did EJ Lennox do? He does what he wants and gets it done. He etched every politician that he didn't like's face all around the building. It's very hard to see. I'll try to point it out. But if you guys ever pass by, try to find faces. He etched them so well, and it looks so much like these politicians
ก็
that
วาดอะไร
they
อ่ะ
got heckled to the point where these
ก็ลู
politicians
กไหล
had
เลี้ยว
to
อ่ะ
quit.
เลี้ยว
You can see a bunch of them are the kind of side
Look at that.
walls. I'm not going to point them out because
มันเหมือนรูปภาพอ่ะลูก ถ่ายให้หน่อยแล้ว
Play
ส
I
วย
Spy with the building if you ever pass by. Look for faces. The only thing that is not original are the 4 gargoyles because like BMO,
Oh, sweet,
like the
man.
marble, weathering effects, they broke. On our left hand side, guys, we have Nathan Phillips Square. This is where you see that big Toronto sign where you could take a nice cool photo with. Just relax, have some sun, maybe eat
ไม่
lunch
อยากมาตรง
there.
เนี้ยไม่อยากเดิน
And
ตร
a
งเนี้ย
little bit further than Nathan Phillips Square on the left hand side, you will see
When I
New
walked to
City
work, I
Hall.
walked that way.
Old City Hall is only a courtroom now.
I like this
There's
one
New City Hall right there. Very cool because
I know, but
this
it's so
you see how it's kind of like
Like,
a tower and then there's the low level. Upper levels are blue and the tower is white.
I think
So
look
when
like
you're
the
looking
picture,
over it,
that look like
it looks
Leo.
like an eye.
That's
Called
why I'm
the
thinking I
eye.
like it.
Hudson's Bay under construction right now, as per usual. Hudson's Bay is actually older than Canada as a country. Canada was founded in
ไม่กล้าช้อปปิ้งแถวนี้
1867.
เล
When
ย
did the Leafs win their last Stanley Cup?
ไม่กล้าช้อปปิ้งแถวนี้ไม่ใช่อะไรกลัวกระ
1967.
เป๋าตังค์มันเบา
But yeah, Hudson's Bay, guys, it became very prominent.
เป๋าตังค์เบาหวิว
During
แน่
historical meetings, they used to trade furs, and now they have beautiful
My
stores, and
apartment's
this is
down
their
there.
อ้าวเหรอ
flagship.
Yeah, my
On the
apartment's right
7th
down
floor,
there.
they
I
have
just have to
a
walk
great
I just have to
deal
walk
where you
that
can
way,
buy
'cause that's where I work.
$25,000 dress. Yes, they filmed an episode of Say Yes to the
อ๋อ
Dress
นี่
in
ไมเคิล
there.
คาปิตัน
You
Yeah,
can see
that's what I'm
Drake
saying,
shopping
my
there,
apartment's
Scarlett
right down there.
Johansson, and you need to make a
ทำไม
reservation.
เราเดินไปตรงนี้ก็ได้ดิกันอ่ะ
Yeah, but the other way is
We'll be
cheaper.
passing St. Michael's Hospital. St. Michael's Catholic Hospital. It was established in
ตึกที่ไม่ได้ยินเสียงเครื่องบิน
1892
มาทุกวัน
and it accomplished the first blood transfusion. Most successful Canadian heart transplant. First muscle transplant in North America and first sciatic nerve transplant in 1988.